I'm Paul. I'm from Sandy, and I'm here. I've visited Gaza in the year 2000. I visited Jabalia Refugee Camp, which even at that time I think was a kind of very difficult place, especially for kids to grow up in, and seeing what's happened there now. I feel that I have to show some sort of solidarity with the Palestinian people, and at least try and draw attention to their current plight, which is absolutely dreadful and completely unnecessary, of course.
It's just been a bit of another hellish week after another hellish week after another hellish week for our friends in Shu'fat Refugee Camp and people right across the region in Palestine, and particularly in Gaza. And with the news about UNRWA and the lack of support there and the fact that they'll be withdrawn, that's a real worry, particularly for people right across the region. All of these areas have huge infrastructure through UNRWA and the camps and the services that are provided. My experience of working in Shu'fat Refugee Camp was that UNRWA provided a very, limited and pretty meagre resource when I was last there 5 years ago, and over the time that's diminished anyway, and if that's taken away completely, that camp has got absolutely no services, there's no health, there's no education, there's just a bit of the community coming together to do the best they can. And in the circumstances at the moment, that's just going to be so difficult for them. They're bombarded on a daily basis, with everything that's going on in Gaza and right across the region. Just yesterday, the doctor in the camp was back in touch with me, saying that a good friend of his and one of the community leaders in the camp had been shot and was fighting for his life. His own young nephews have been arrested and detained. Nobody knows where they are. So they're kind of living with this kind of difficult backdrop on top of, what's going on right across the region at the moment. And they also have expressed real concerns for, with the outcome of the American elections this week. That's only going to make things probably, more difficult for already very difficult conditions for people.
Well, here we are yet again for another week. You can hardly imagine the devastation that's happening, especially in the north of Gaza now. We've just heard in the news that 70% of the people killed are women and children, which is just astonishing. Yet another school has been bombed where people were seeking shelter. That seems to happen at least once a week. Hospitals destroyed, just tons and tons of munitions have been dropped on Gaza. It just looks like a devastated area, which it is. So all we can do is, as much as we can, keep protesting, keep writing. I am now going to write to President-elect Donald Trump in the hope that, as he promised, he would bring an end to this war. So we'll see if he keeps his word. Next week, we are in the fortunate position of having the opportunity to speak directly with our MP, Alistair Carmichael. He's offered to meet with us to discuss the situation in Gaza and the Middle East. So everyone is invited to come along to the town hall, the upper hall, at 11 o'clock next Saturday. And Alistair will be joining us at 11:30. So we'll have an hour to speak to him, give him our opinions, and see what he can do in Parliament to try to bring about an end to this suffering. So I would encourage everyone to come along if they can. Brian has got some Zaytun Fair Trade dates available, so he'll be over at the cross. Oil's gone, keffirs are gone, but there's still dates available, so stock up for Christmas for that. We also are going to have a new project, which is an embroidery project that has started in Aberdeen and is now in Shetland. And what they're doing is using retired hospital scrubs as the background fabric, and people are doing embroidery squares with like Palestinian motifs on it. And Sheena is going to be coordinating the project here in Orkney. So if you're interested, let me know, and I will pass on your information to Sheena. It's a lovely idea to just show solidarity and have a project that people can do together. There is like a start that they've made in Shetland, and it's a beautiful like mosaic that they've already done. So yeah, something to keep a lookout for. So I'm not going to keep you any longer. Just say once again, thank you everyone so much for still coming out and showing your solidarity. We've heard from our friends in the Shu'fat camp that things are getting so much worse there, and they do appreciate the fact that people are still standing up and thinking about them and all others who are suffering at this difficult time. So thanks again, and see you next week if there's not a ceasefire.
Thank you.
Thanks.